Hello, friends. How are you today? On this occasion, I want to invite you to listen to the theme of renewal of nature, held by the wind. So we start. One day, I was sitting in front of my patio, just letting time pass, without thinking and nothing specific, just looking. Suddenly, I looked up and saw the branches of the tree, which were moving with the wind. I felt the wind passing around me. I breathed that freshness that is characteristic of moving air. I also observed that in the heights nothing moved, apparently due to its distance, in which there seemed to be a lot of tranquility, and there was silence. On some occasions, when everything is quiet, who has been able to perceive or hear the silence? There, everything was tranquility and stillness. So while I was sitting there, I lowered my eyes. I could see how the little leaves of the trees, the ones that had already come down from their tree, were on the ground and were carried by the gusts of air, just like when we took our car to transport us to another place. They were taken to a place where there were no drafts, where there was no wind to move them, where there was tranquility. There they could rest, stay still without moving. But then, what is going to happen to those little leaves, the ones that had remained parked there on the ground? Probably over time they will integrate. They will become one with the earth due to the humidity and the sun's rays. Just as we become one with our projects, with our goals, those leaves will unite, transforming, thus helping to fertilize the earth, which would serve to fertilize other plants that are their turn to be born and be green. Just like human activity, for example. A doctor will help other people with his knowledge to regain their health or get stronger. Or someone else with his profession will help other people. For example, on a sunny day, we have some trees there on our path that will help us a lot, since how much we need the shade of a tree, in which we would be enjoying its freshness and the beauty of that place. On that completely sunny day, those leaves make the trees and the land that we have to take care of green. Then, at that moment, another gust of air came in, which I saw a pile of dry leaves and twigs that, because they were so small and thin, could not resist the force of that wind reaching where they were. Dry leaves that were carried, being transported, like when we wait for a bus to go to another place. So little by little they gathered together, spinning around, just like a ball of branches and leaves, which was forming in circles with the force of that wind that they were receiving. The leaves with the grasses, which were swirling, forming that ball, rolling, making a tower of dust as they moved. They formed a dust devil, small tornadoes, gifting us with that spectacle that sometimes happens in front of us. When these swirls of grass settled where there is no wind there, then, when the wind came again, it brought more leaves and branches that swirled and passed in front of me, swirl after swirl. Then the yard was almost free of leaves. That wind had taken away almost all the grass, which was covering the ground like a large brown carpet. They were carried to another place. This is what often happens with us, that we are moved by daily activity, which makes us go to work and return home, like a whirlpool, that coming and going again and again, an endless coming and going, all for our benefit. Sometimes we're like that tree, the one that is very stable, and sometimes we are like those little leaves that move to have a place, moving tirelessly until we find that place where we're going to stay, where we're going to park for a while. Everything is going to happen in time, which has to pass and continue passing. And so we have that the world is like a great theater in which each participant will perform different activities, and where each activity will be according to their capacity and personality. Some people will have time to study and will have a profession, whichever they choose. Other people will have to be merchants. Other will be actors, or gardeners, or employees of some agency, or students, actors, or spectators, or thieves, or police, all to prepare us all for the future. But each of us is going to do something. And so, at different levels of life, we are all part of this world of growth and development in which we all live. When we grow up and our consciousness awakens, we open our eyes and we can narrate our life, the life that has passed, through which we can tell the story of a movie that we have filmed ourselves. Just like when we have gone to the theater and enjoyed the development of a theatrical presentation or work of art. Our life is all different. We have another story to tell. Thus, we see that experiences, those that we have had, are left behind through our memory, with which we can remember the different passages experienced, those that we cannot bring to life, because now they're just memories. From these experiences, we must remember the good passages that brought us success and the passages that had errors, passages that needed more practice. Have them only as an experience and not do them again beforehand. We know the result and we have to look for positive results. Life does not die, life regenerates and will have been renewed. Like those little leaves that changing places in which the state of their life under the tree has changed. Now they had changed to have a life of fertilization for the earth, in which will be developed now. Thus in life we must progress to renew ourselves every day. That's the weather. Today is a beautiful day, but yesterday maybe there was rain, and tomorrow there may be wind, and then another day there will be sun again. But that is the weather that changes. We can control the results of our actions, and through experiences we know that when we do something, we will have a result. It is like the effect of the cause of the action we are performing, that is learning. For example, if we want to make an egg that we put in a frying pan, if we want scrambled egg, we will move it with the spoon. But if we want a fried egg, we will just put it there and we will wait for it to cook a little. But if we want it in a cake, since we will have to stir it before putting it in the pan and frying it. Thus, through our knowledge and our actions, when we can see in advance the results of the action that we are going to perform, that will be good, since it will allow us to develop the desired action to have the desired result. This will help us to develop a better tomorrow. All past activities have been carried away by the wind in such a way that we no longer even remember anything specific. However, the result of our actions today, we have the fruits, like an orchard in which there are many fruits to eat, or not. There is nothing, neither garden nor fruit. And what we do today will be the fruits of tomorrow. So, to have good results tomorrow, today is a new day. We will have to choose what our action is to take today, and thus we will be able to see our success more surely in tomorrow, in the future. We hope that tranquility is among us, and we do not have those changes in the mood, which appear as the swirls of earth, grass, or garbage, or wind, that we learn from our past experience, and thus we will not fall so often. Let's take an example. If we are walking down an uneven street, we must control our steps. Watch where we put our feet so we do not trip over. Stability is what we are looking for. Stability is what will give us a better life. And friends, here we end our story. I hope you liked it, and while waiting for your comments, I say goodbye till another topic of interest. Greetings and thank you. Bye bye.